So I've had several people say to me, Brando, why is it that you said in previous videos that when you watched the TV show The Dukes of Hazzard, you always cheered for Boss Hogg and Roscoe over Bo and Luke Duke? Even when I was a kid, I was always rooting for Boss Hogg and Roscoe because I always thought that Bo and Luke was two of the nosiest sons of bitches that ever lived. They were always sticking their nose in Boss Hogg's business, and 9 times out of 10, it had nothing to do with them at all. But they found a way to make his business their business every day. They had no regard for anybody but themselves. They had no regard that they were like the only people in the whole damn town. And for all you people out there that's the blue crowd and believes in respect in the law enforcement, they had none whatsoever. They would do 100 mile an hour down the road and then get pissed when Roscoe would pull them over for going too fast. And everybody, back the blue, back the blue. Well, you didn't back Roscoe. You didn't stand beside him. And every damn show started the same way. First of all, before I get into that, Bo and Luke never changed clothes, and the whole time they was on the air, they never changed clothes. Second of all, neither one of them had a job, and neither did Uncle Jesse. And this farm had been in the family for years. They still didn't have it paid off. Daisy's the only one that had a job, and she'd be down at the boar's nest. So every show started like this. You'd see Daisy working at the boar's nest. You'd see Bo and Luke driving around the General Lee with a big shit-eating grin on her face, and Waylon Jennings' narration would go, well, Bo and Luke headed down to the boar's nest to have a beer with Daisy. And about that time, they're driving down the road, by the way, 150 mile an hour, on a back road, on a back country dirt road like a bunch of idiots. And some brown car would attempt to pull out, and they would be doing 100, so of course they would run them off the road. And then they would go up and they would have the guys get out of the car. Hey, mister, why are you driving like that in Hazard County? I'm sitting there thinking, you sons of bitches was going 150 mile an hour. Why are you getting on to this guy? Because you ran up on him. But anyway, the guy would always be like, we're really sorry. We're not from around here. We were just passing through. We didn't mean no harm. All right, well, you watch it now, mister. From here on out, you watch it. Then as they're getting back in the car, Bo would always turn to Luke and go, I wonder what that was about, Luke. Wonder where they're from. Where are they from, Luke? I think they're from New York City. What are they doing down here in Hazard, Georgia? What's up with that? Then they'd go down to the boar's nest, sit there and have a beer with Daisy. Boss Hogg would be over in the corner having a beer, and one of the guys that was in the brown car would come in and talk to Boss. Hey, there's a guy in the brown car. What's you doing talking to Boss? And then they're sticking their nose in all of this business that's got nothing to fucking do with them. First of all, they were in the wrong, not the guy in the brown car. They were the ones that was completely wrong. So then as time goes on, they keep sticking their nose in. Finally, something bites them in the ass, and then they all stand around. They all park their car. Here comes Uncle Jesse in his truck, Daisy in her Jeep, Bo and Luke in the General Lee, and they're sitting like this. And they're all standing around the car hoods, and they're all like, well, I wonder what's going on today. It's like every time Daisy's like, what do you think it is, Uncle Jesse? And then Bo would go, really, cuz? What is it, Luke? And Uncle Jesse go, I swear it just tears it. And all of a sudden Luke would go, those guys in the brown car. And then they'll get in the car, they'll run these guys down, jump out, beat the shit out of them, beat the shit out of Roscoe, beat the shit out of Boss. And somehow they never ended up staying in jail. Even if Boss Hogg locked them up for a day or two, they always seemed to work their way out of it every single time. Same show every day, over and over. It was like Scooby-Doo for rednecks. Two of the nosiest dudes ever. If I could have written the finale to The Dukes of Hazzard, the final fucking finale, if I could have been the guy that wrote that episode, it would have been a Kurt Sutter, Sons of Anarchy style ending, by God. I would have made sure of it. All you would have saw is them sticking their nose in people's business they shouldn't be sticking it into. You'd see them round the corner. You'd see them come to a halt in the General Lee, and when they started trying to climb out the windows, there would stand Roscoe and Boss. And Boss Hogg would be like, Bo Duke, you have fucked with us for the last goddamn time. And then it would just be a big Bonnie and Clyde ending. Good riddance to them. That's how I would have wrote the damn thing. So, yeah, I always rooted for Boss Hogg and Roscoe, and if I broke down and watched that show again tomorrow, I'd sit there and get annoyed at Bo and Luke Duke all over again. So, yeah, that's my take.